Well, it had been a decade since it came to the big screen, and now, a decade later, and celebrating its 10th anniversary just recently this past year, this is it, my friends. J.K. Rowling's famous boy wizard is about to have a final showdown with you know who, and gets a little help from his schoolmates and the rest of the Hogwarts staff and all that jazz. Let's talk about Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2 right now. Big Days, Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So greetings my fellow YouTubers and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name's Doyle, better known to you as the Big D, and this time around I bring to you a review of the 2011 fantasy flick Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2, released by Warner Brothers, directed by David Yates. This is the grand finale to the ever-popular franchise of J.K. Rowling's famous boy wizard. The eighth film overall, written by Steve Kloves and produced by David Heyman, David Barron, and Miss Rowling herself, the story continues to follow Harry Potter's quest to find and destroy Lord Voldemort's Horcruxes in order to stop him once and for all. The film brings back Daniel Radcliffe as the titular character along with Rupert Grint and Emma Watson as his colleagues Ron Weasley and Hermione Granger. Okay, yeah, because the film just came out celebrating its 10th anniversary this past summer, so I'm just a little late, but I only wanted to try and put this on hold until I could review the others for the 20th anniversary of the first film. Now, if you've not seen my review for part 1 of this or any of the other Harry Potter films in the franchise, I advise you to click on the card coming on right about now. There we go. And I'll give you a few seconds to do that in case you might have missed something or if you want to see these again before I get into the review. Okay, that ought to do it. Well, after burying Dobby, Harry Potter asks the goblin Griphook to help him, along with Ron and Hermione. They break into Bellatrix Lestrange's vault at Gringotts, suspecting a Horcrux is there. Griphook agrees in exchange for the sword of Gryffindor. Wandmaker Ollivander tells Harry that two wands taken from Malfoy Manor belong to Bellatrix and Draco Malfoy himself. He senses Draco's wand and it has changed its allegiance to Harry, who captured it from Draco. A Horcrux, Helga Hufflepuff's cup, is found in Bellatrix's vault, but Griphook snatches the sword and abandons him. Trapped by security, they release the Dragon Guardian and flee Gringotts on its back. Harry has a vision of Lord Voldemort at Gringotts, furious at the theft. Harry also realizes a Horcrux Hogwarts connected to Rowena Ravenclaw is hidden at Hogwarts. The trio apparate into Hogsmeade and are helped by Aberforth Dumbledore, who reveals a secret passageway into Hogwarts which Neville Longbottom guides them through. Severus Snape knows Harry has returned and threatens to punish off any staff or students who aid him. Harry confronts Snape, who flees during a duel with Professor McGonagall. McGonagall rouses the Hogwarts community for battle. Luna Lovegood urges Harry to speak to Helena Ravenclaw's ghost. She reveals Voldemort performed dark magic on her mother's diadem that is somewhere in the Room of Requirement. In the Chamber of Secrets, Hermione destroys the Horcrux cup with a basilisk fang. Draco, Blaise Zabini, and Gregory Goyle attack Harry in the Room of Requirement, but Ron and Hermione intervene. Goyle casts an uncontrollable fiendfire curse that fatally burns him, while Harry, Ron, and Hermione save Malfoy and Zabini. Harry stabs the diadem with the basilisk fang. As Voldemort's army attacks, Harry, seeing into Voldemort's mind, realizes that Voldemort's snake, Nagini, is the final Horcrux. In the boathouse, the trio overhear Voldemort telling Snape that the Elder Wand cannot serve Voldemort until Snape dies. Nagini then viciously attacks Snape, and as Snape dies, he gives Harry one of his memories. Meanwhile, Fred Weasley, Remus Lupin, and Nymphadora Tonks are killed in the chaos at Hogwarts. Harry views Snape's memory in the pensieve. Snape despised Harry's late father James, who bullied him, but he loved his mother Lily. Following her death, Snape worked with Albus Dumbledore as a double agent amongst the Death Eaters to protect Harry from Voldemort. Harry also learns that Dumbledore was dying and planned for Snape to kill him. It was Snape who conjured the Patronus dough that led Harry to Gryffindor's sword. Harry learns that he became an accidental Horcrux when Voldemort's curse originally failed to kill him. The curse rebounded off baby Harry, who was protected by his mother's love, and destroyed Voldemort's body. Voldemort must now kill Harry to destroy the soul shard within him. Using the resurrection stone he discovers is in his possession, Harry summons the spirits of his parents Sirius Black and Remus. They confront him and strengthen his courage before he surrenders to Voldemort in the Forbidden Forest. Voldemort casts a killing curse upon Harry, who awakens in Limbo. Dumbledore's spirit meets him and explains that Harry is now free of Voldemort and can choose to return his body or move on, and Harry returns to his body. Now for the final bit and ending. You know the procedure like always. You have 5 seconds to stop this video right now. Go to the description box below and fast forward to the time below to avoid the ending spoilers. If you've seen this movie already, and I'm sure a lot of you have, please continue on. Here we go. Okay, you've been warned. Voldemort displays Harry's apparent corpse and demands that Hogwarts surrender. As Neville defiantly draws the sword of Gryffindor from the Sorting Hat, Harry reveals he is alive. The Malfoys and many other Death Eaters abandon Voldemort. While Harry confronts Voldemort in a duel throughout the castle, Molly Weasley kills Bellatrix in the Great Hall, and Neville decapitates Nagini, making Voldemort mortal. Harry finally defeats Voldemort after the Expelliarmus charm deflects the killing curse, rebounding it onto the Dark Lord. After the battle, Harry explains to Ron and Hermione that Voldemort never commanded the Elder Wand. It recognized him as its true master after he had disarmed Draco, who had earlier disarmed its previous owner, Dumbledore, atop the astronomy tower. Instead of claiming the Elder Wand, Harry destroys it. 19 years later, Harry married to Ginny, Ron married to Hermione, and Draco with his wife Astoria proudly watched their children leave for Hogwarts at King's Cross Station. End of story. So what did I think of Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2? Well, I gotta say, it's a blast. Now, it may be short, though, with a runtime of 130 minutes, which that's probably the shortest of all the Harry Potter films, but nevertheless, it provides good action and thrills, epic battles, everything. Everyone praised these critics, and it was one of the best reviewed films of 2011, earning praise for the acting, Yates' direction, the musical score, which was done by Alexander Desplat, which that was very good. The visual effects, the cinematography, action sequences, and satisfying conclusion of the saga. Anyway, Part 2 would become a big success, making over 1.3 billion worldwide. And it would go on to be 13th highest grossing film of all time as of last year, and the most successful of all the Harry Potter films to date, as well as the Wizarding World franchise. It would also be the 9th film to gross over 1 billion. It also was the highest grossing film of 2011. It went on to win several awards, was nominated for many more, including the Academy Awards. So anyway, I gotta say, it's really something. We got back just everybody. Daniel Radcliffe, Rupert Grint, Emma Watson. Once again, the three were all good. We have Helena Bonham Carter as Bellatrix Lestrange, Robbie Coltrane as Ruby as Hagrid, Warwick Davis once again playing Professor Flitwick this time, and also as Grip Hook. Ray Fiennes as Lord Voldemort, and while despite being young, while despite the character was dead, Sir Michael Gambon appeared in flashbacks as Professor Dumbledore. John Hurt as Ollivander, really good. Jason Isaacs is back as Lucius Malfoy, and Helen McCrory as his wife Narcissa. Tom Felton once again as Draco, and just about others were back. Gary Oldman returns in a vision or memory as Sirius Black. Alan Rickman as Snape. Dame Maggie Smith as McGonagall. David Thewlis as Lupin. Julie Walters as Molly Weasley. And Mark Williams as Arthur Weasley. Bonnie Wright as Jenny. Matthew Lewis as Neville. Apparently, he secretly loves Luna, by the way, who is once again played by Evanna Lynch. Anyway. Now, the roles of several minor characters were recast or replaced for this film. So, for example, Sirian, I'm sorry if I mispronounced his Hines, assumed the role of Aberforth Dumbledore, who, of course, was Albus Dumbledore's brother and bartender of the Hogshead Inn. Anyway, there would be some others appearing. Sean Biggerstaff as Oliver Wood from the first two movies, Jim Broadbent as Professor Slughorn, Gemma Jones as Madame Pomfrey, Miriam Margolyes as Professor Sprout, and Emma Thompson as Professor Trelawney. Yeah, they would appear briefly during the battle scene. And just about everyone else you would see would all return. So anyway, I really appreciated them having that. Like I said, everything in this movie was good. This was definitely a blast from start to finish, and an epic way to be a big conclusion before we even got Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame a few years later. Yeah. So, with a great cast, most of the same we all remember from the other movies, and great direction from David Yates, a great score, great action, visual effects, etc., 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 etc. So in the end, would I recommend Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2? That is an absolute hell yeah! This you need to see. You need to see the first part first, though. If you want, and before you can go into it, Now, I've just learned this past month, Chris Columbus, who directed the first two installments, he expressed interest in directing a film adaptation of the previous book, which I haven't read, Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, with the intent of having the main cast members reprise their roles. Well, we'll see what happens, because now, don't you worry now, I will be reviewing the Fantastic Beasts movies next year, because, of course, next year we'll be getting the third film in the franchise. Which I know I'm ready to see this and what have you. Fantastic Beasts: The Secret of Dumbledore, which will be opening this April. In other words, let me rephrase that. April 2022. Duh. So, this is really good. Well, even though they had to put what's Mads Mikkelsen as Grindelwald, who was originally played by Johnny Depp in that movie, but I think you know the story for that, right? Enough said. So, who knows how that's going to be. Now, like I said, I will review the Fantastic Beasts movies next year in order to promote this new movie, alright? So anyway, what are your thoughts on Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2? You can tell me what you thought about in the comment section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe to my channel, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Join me next time when I bring to you my one of two rankings, which will be on my it'll be either the first time watches for November or rewatches for November. Just stay tuned, and stay tuned next month. I will be giving you my Harry Potter franchise ranking, okay? I'll give you the heads up on when it'll be coming on my schedule. I do have it finished, but I may have to make a little few last minute tweaks and what have you in it, okay? Good, that about covers it. Alright, thanks for watching, and if you like this, you may want to consider checking out my reviews for these other films. In the upper left-hand corner is my review of Goosebumps from 2015. The upper right-hand corner is the spoiler-free review I did for Ghostbusters Afterlife, or you can go to the bottom left-hand corner and see my spoiler-free review for the new Disney anime feature Encanto. And the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thank you for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.